This Airsoft Simulations review is sponsored by Mechanics Wear, Revision Eyewear, Blackhawk, PolarStar Precision Airsoft Components, MyPOV360.com, and Drift Innovation. Greetings, Airsofters. RJ here with another Airsoft Simulations magazine review. This is one that many of you have been waiting for, and we have been working on for quite some time. This is our review of the PolarStar PR15 EPAR. We visited the PolarStar factory last December, and the great people at PolarStar let us take home the PR15 for us to test and review. After close to 3 months and much field testing, we present to you our PolarStar PR15 EPAR review. Here are some statistics. The price for the PR15 carbine model that we have reviewed is $625 at many of your major airsoft retailers. This is an EPAR, which stands for Electro Pneumatic Airsoft Rifle. Unlike classic guns, such as produced by Daytona and Escort, which use traditional mechanical sears and valves to function, the PR15 uses PolarStar's patent-pending Fusion Engine, which is a solenoid-driven, electronically controlled, HPA-powered drop-in replacement for an AEG gearbox. The body and externals are manufactured by VFC, which means you get some of the highest quality externals on the market today. As we said, the Fusion Engine is HPA powered between 80 psi to a maximum recommended 120 psi. The brains of the Fusion Engine is the Lipo powered fire control unit, which basically controls everything you need to tune this rifle for optimal performance. It also comes with a VFC 120 round mid-cap metal magazine and ships with a standard orange tip. However, it has an additional black flash hider that is included. As you can see, it looks like your standard Airsoft AEG, the only difference being the macro line tubing coming out of the pistol grip. As said before, the Fusion Engine runs off an external HPA tank which can be bought separately at different costs and sizes, but the air rig can be purchased anywhere between $70 to $200 US. The PR15 is also backed by a 6-month PolarStar warranty. Here you can see the high-quality VFC manufacturing with the black flash hider, full metal outer barrel, ABS front handguards, metal carry handle, lightweight aluminum body, ABS pistol grip, and ABS stock. On the other side, you see the non-functional forward assist button and the dust cover. Trademarks include the PolarStar logo with PolarStar Engineering and Machine, Newark DE, USA, and the serial number. It also has the model PR15 and Cal 6.00mm, then your standard safe, fire, and auto markings. Since it is a VFC body, it has a fully functional fake bolt catch and release. And finally, the high-quality ABS 6-position stock. For those of you wondering what the actual weight of the PR15, we've included it in the review. As you can see, the stand we place it on is approximately the same amount as a fully loaded high-cap magazine. So as you can see, fully loaded, it only weighs approximately 5 pounds. For the internals, you have the stock plastic VFC hop-up unit with the standard black hop-up rubber and nub. The inner barrel is a brass 6.08 363mm in length. Now we won't go into the Fusion Engine, as that will be in another review as we install the Fusion kit into another VFC body. We did want to give you some of the highlights, such as the replaceable nozzles that adjust the FPS for CQB setups up to high-powered DMR setups. This is one of the best features on the PR15. It is the ability to replace uppers for different situations such as CQB and DMR setups. With a simple swap of the gearbox nozzle and a different upper with inner barrel, you can easily configure the PR15 to any setting. The PR15 comes with a standard blue nozzle, which is rated up to 410 FPS with 0.25 gram BBs. Here you see the different nozzles rated with 2.0 gram BBs. Green is rated from 310 FPS to 363 FPS. Gold is rated from 350 FPS to 400 FPS. Blue is rated from 380 FPS to 435 FPS. Black is rated from 423 FPS to 476 FPS. Silver is rated from 446 FPS to 514 FPS. Red is rated from 500 FPS to 590 FPS. Each nozzle releases a different volume of air to increase the FPS to the BB. Now we get to the brains of the Fusion engine, the Fire Control Unit, or FCU, powered by a mini Lipo battery. The PR15 we have was wired to the rear, so all you need to do is remove the stock and pull out the Lipo battery and FCU. As you can see, it fits nicely in the buffer tube. The Lipo battery is a 2-cell, 250 mAh, 7.4 volt, 25C mini Lipo. With that mAh, it shoots up to 20,000 shots per charge. The battery itself comes with a Lipo charger adapter for any standard Lipo chargers. Now here is where many people may get deterred from the PR15, which is the external air system. The PR15 Fusion engine runs on an external high-pressure air tank regulated by 2 regulators. You must run the Fusion system with at least 1 regulator to lower the output pressure of the HPA tank. The tank that was provided from PolarStar is the Gorilla Air carbon fiber unit, 88 cubic inches at 4,500 psi. It is one of the largest tanks available and is more than adequate for a full day's skirmishing. You can get the shots per tank calculations by multiplying the cubic inch of the tank with the first 2 numbers of the psi. So at 88 times 45, you get approximately 3,960 shots for this tank. The first regulator takes the 800 psi output pressure from the tank and drops it to 400 psi. Then the second is the fine-tuning adjustable regulator to go from 80 psi to the maximum operating 120 psi. The regulators and the female air attachment use high-pressure nylon tubing. The Fusion engine nozzles, along with the fine-tuning of the adjustable regulator, help adjust the FPS. So now you may be thinking, so how much does this all weigh? We've included the weight measurements. We ran the PR15 tank in our Molly map pack and found it quite comfortable as most of the weight sits on your shoulders. The Gorilla Air tank, fully filled, approximately weighs 3 pounds and 13 ounces. The air system with the 2 regulators and nylon tubing and the female adapter approximately weighs 1 pound and 2 ounces. And together, they approximately weigh 4 pounds and 16 ounces. This is the Generation 2 Fire Control Unit, since it's with the Lipo battery. Since this review, PolarStar has released a Generation 3 Fire Control Unit, which we'll review later. Once you take out the FCU, you press the joystick button to take it from shot mode to safe or programming mode. Pressing right, you go into the programming mode that displays the shot counter by pressing up. Press right again and you go into the full auto or FA mode. Here I've set it for 1 shot, which is great for DMR setups. And moving up and down, you can adjust the burst mode from anywhere from 1 to 99. I usually have mine set up for 3 to 5 round bursts. If it says FA, FU, that means it's in the default full auto mode. Next is the DN or nozzle dwell. This controls how long the power is applied to the nozzle solenoid, affecting the time the nozzle is held rearward. The higher the value, the longer the nozzle is held back, which can fine-tune the feeding of many different magazines. Next is the DP or poppet dwell adjustment, affecting the volume of gas being released per shot, giving another fine-tuned adjustment for FPS settings. Next is the RF or rate of fire delay. This is used to set the shot delay in full auto mode or the delay between bursts. Next is the DR or return to battery delay. This determines how long to wait for the nozzle to return forward while chambering the next round. Pushing right again is the CB or closed bolt mode. Closed bolt mode allows simulation of a closed bolt mechanism by firing the first round, then cycling the nozzle. This allows for even faster trigger response and more consistent seating in a hop-up, at the expense of a dry-firing shot on the new magazine. And lastly is the DB, or debounce threshold. This is used to filter the electrical noise from the trigger switch and prevent trigger bounce. The higher the threshold, the longer the trigger must be held to start the firing cycle. The Fusion Engine FCU may be returned to the factory defaults by holding in the programming button while plugging in the power supply. Here's our chrono testing with a stock blue nozzle, 2.5 grams 6mm BBs, and approximately 100 psi output. Since we've had the PR15 for a few months doing extensive testing, we wanted to show you what real airsofters thought about the PolarStar PR15 EPAR. Here it is in action at Striker Airsoft, an indoor facility near us. What's your name?
Andrew Sakalo.
And your call sign?
Blackjack.
And where are you from?
I'm from right here in the state of New Jersey.
So what did you think about the PolarStar?
I thought it was a great system to use. It has a great trigger control. It's extremely silent, so it'd be great for like doing like a DMR or being sort of stealthy. Overall, I liked it a lot.
So what do you think about the value of the engine itself?
The value of the engine, I thought it was pretty great. For the price, I would get that instead of a Systema. They're equally about the same price. Overall, I liked it a lot.
All right, thanks very much. So what's your call sign?
Hi, I'm Slippy.
And your team?
Blackwater.
And you're located at?
We're located all over North New Jersey.
So what do you think about the PR15?
Well, after running the PR15, I'm extremely impressed with the rate of fire. I mean, it's PDW class for much less. One thing I would adjust, and this would be personal, I'd adjust the kit a little bit better to run the hose a little bit more comfortably. Weak side transition was a little funny with the way it was set up. Overall, I'm very impressed.
Would you buy one?
I think, yeah. Instead of the gas gun, which, I mean, the sport is going more gas. We brought some really amazing stuff to the table, whereas gas blowback, but I think I'd rather run this. I could run this hot weather, cold weather, indoor, outdoor. The changeability of nozzles is a huge selling point for me.
Now, you were a doubter before. Why did you doubt?
I very much was, because originally I came over from paintball, as most of the airsofters have, or quite a few, I won't say most. The hassle of running the tank, keeping tanks hydrostatically tested, that kind of thing. But the performance has really got me going, I don't know, man, it might definitely be worth it.
Alright, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
With top-notch externals and a 100% made in the USA Fusion engine, the PolarStar Electro Pnumatic Airsoft Rifle PR15 is a top-notch performer. Don't let the full price dissuade you, as the system is rated for over 1 million shots until you have to service the system. It has a fully adjustable FPS system by air regulation and easy nozzle swap-outs. How can you compare the pricing of upgrades to a normal gearbox AEG to something that will outlast and outshoot one straight out of the box? The PR15 was dead on at 120 feet with 6mm 0.25 gram BBs at 400 FPS with 7-inch groupings. And as you heard from real players, this whole system is worth it and impressive. Admittedly, the whole FCU programming does take time to learn to fine-tune the system for optimal performance. However, we still recommend the PolarStar PR15 EPAR to any veteran player who wants consistency and accuracy. If you like this review, please comment on our YouTube page and subscribe to us for more upcoming videos. Please follow us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Airsoft Simulations. Also look for us on our website at www.airsoftssimulations.com for more articles and reviews. This has been an Airsoft Simulations magazine review. Thanks for watching.